Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another Swift Tip with SwiftTise. I am your host, Ebony Rose, and we are back with another Swift Tip for you. Before we get started, I ask that you would please like and share this video. We would greatly appreciate it. And before we get started, just wanted to take care of some business really quick. I just wanted to make sure that if you are new, that you also know that we have our podcast streaming on all podcast platforms. So you can catch us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, any podcast platform that you use, you can listen to our podcast. And if you're not the one that likes to watch videos, you can just listen as you drive, as you clean, whatever it is to make it easier for you. We have everything that you need. So we're just going to get right into it. We're going to get into our Swift tip for this week. And our Swift tip for this week is task efficiency, working smarter and not harder. I know that planning things, scheduling things, it really is helpful for me because life gets busy, you forget things, and we need to help ourselves to be better. We need to work smarter and not harder. So we're just going to get right into it. The first tip would be to set reminders. I use my phone, my calendar all the time, and even the website platform that I use, it helps me schedule out my tasks and my reminders for things that I need to do. So I utilize all of that. I take a day, maybe in the beginning of the month or the end of the month, and I go through and I say, okay, what do I need to do? And when is it due? So I go through on my website, I go through on my phone, I make sure I set my reminders, I make sure I set it so I'm doing it in advance before the due date so that I can be as prepared as I can be. So setting your reminders is really going to help you, especially if you are one that has a very busy life, you have kids, you're married, you have other responsibilities, whether it's with work or with other things that you're involved in. Setting reminders and scheduling your tasks to remind you to do them is very, very helpful. That is what they create those for so that we can utilize them to help remind us to do tasks. And that way you're working smarter, not harder. You're planning it out. You're remembering because it's popping up in front of you and you say, oh, okay, yes, I need to do this and it's due on this date. Let me get started on it now so that you're not doing things at the last minute, so that it doesn't look like you're not prepared. You always need to set your reminders, utilize what you can to make your life easier. Another thing is scheduling your content. If you are one that, again, is busy and you need to schedule your content, then I suggest that you schedule your content. I utilize this very much. Like, I schedule all these Swift tips that you all see every week are scheduled because my life is busy, but I need to be consistent and I need to stay relevant and I need to stay in people's faces with the Swift tips. So I know that I need to plan out a day, I need to record my videos, and I need to schedule them so that the work is still getting done, and it just makes things work smoother. So schedule your content, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on Instagram. You can schedule all of your content to post when you want it to post. And that's why I always recommend having a content planning day, whether it's once a month, whether it's a few times a week, whether it's once a week. Whatever fits your schedule, have a content planning day. You need to have a content planning day because this will eliminate you getting overwhelmed. This will eliminate poor planning. This will eliminate you missing out on things. This will eliminate all of that. So have a content planning day. Create your content. So on my content planning day, I create my content, I schedule it out, and then I'm done. I set it and I forget it. And you will hear me say that all the time. You don't necessarily have to have a content day to create, you could have two different content days. You could have a content day to create your content, and then you could have a content day to plan and schedule out your content. I just happen to do mine in one day because I need to get mine out the way. So schedule your content, set your reminders, schedule your content, and then once you do that, repeat the process, because once you get into a habit of repeating the process and doing this and getting used to it, you're going to be like, "Oh my gosh, where was this my whole life? I need to schedule my content. I need to set my reminders. I need to utilize that iPhone that I have. I need to utilize that MacBook that I have. I need to utilize the website platform that I have. All the tools. If your website, whether it's Wix, whether it's Shopify, whether it's GoDaddy, whether it's there's a whole bunch of different website platforms, and they have other tools for you to use to schedule your tasks, to remind you, and scheduling your content. So utilize everything that you can to make your task more efficient so that you're not working harder for yourself. Let the systems work for you. Put everything in your phone, put everything in your calendar. If you're a more digital person, instead of writing things down, use your iPad, use your phone, use your laptop to schedule your reminders, and then use the platforms to schedule your content. We went over this back in March or April, I believe, about scheduling content and when to post your content. So make sure you go back and take a look at that video, and you could always reach out to us if you have questions about what to use for scheduling content. We have all the answers. So those are your tips for today. I really hope you enjoyed that today. You can always reach out to us at info@swifttise.com, or you can visit our website, www.swifttise.com, or you can call us at the number that is listed below. For our podcast listeners, it is 860-689-1083. Again, that is 860-689-1083. So we are here every Monday at 9 a.m. to give you tips on whatever you need. And we look forward to seeing you again next Monday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, and also on all podcast platforms. So until next week, we will see you at 9 a.m. Take care.